Imagine a warm, sunny afternoon. Suddenly, you spot someone in the river being swept downstream and struggling to stay afloat. Without hesitation, you jump into the river and help the person to shore. As you help that person dry off, you hear another cry for help. Someone else is being swept downstream. Immediately, you jump into the water again and pull out this second person. This scenario continues all afternoon. As you pull someone safely to land, you have to jump back in and save someone else. Finally, you say, "I can't go on like this," and walk upstream to see what's happening. As you walk upstream, you warn other bystanders. "People are falling in the river. Please help them. Tell everyone you know." Finally, you find the problem. You notice a large hole in a bridge which is causing people to fall in. Something must be done. First, you put up a sign to warn others about the hole in the bridge. You warn anyone you see about the hole and ask them to help spread the word of caution. You even start offering classes to help people in the community learn how to swim, just in case they do fall in. Finally, you realize that to truly minimize the problem, you have to repair the bridge. You work with others in the community to close the hole. Occasionally, some people still fall in, but there are far fewer people that need to be saved.
Thank you for that video. Mr. Ethan Oketch, whenever you're ready, you can start.
All right. Um, Hello everyone. My name is Ethan Oketch. I'm a junior at Francis Howell Central High School, and today I'm going to be giving a presentation about traction and road safety. I'm going to the first slide. So, our first topic is traffic crashes in the United States. So, the U.S. Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, also known as the NHTSA, indicates that in the first 9 months of 2025, about 27,365 people died in traffic crashes. In Missouri, there were over 900 traffic deaths. So, wearing a seatbelt lowers your chance of dying in a crash by 45% for drivers and front seat passengers, and by 70% for buckle seat passengers. Buckle up every ride, every time. And this is just something small that a person could do when entering the car, because most people usually sometimes forget, or sometimes intentionally not buckle up, thinking it's more comfortable, or they're just driving in a short area, don't really need your seatbelt, but really you need your seatbelt everywhere you go, because you never know what could happen on the road, and it would save your life. It could save other people's lives, and it would just be a positive all overall everywhere. All right, we can go next slide. What is traction? So traction is teens taking action against traffic crashes. It is a program under the Missouri MoDOT, so the Department of Transportation here in Missouri. It empowers youth to take an active role in promoting safe driving habits and making positive change in their local Missouri community. And each summer, Traction hosts a convention that brings together students from schools across Missouri to bring leadership awareness and promote the importance of safe driving. And so, last summer, if you couldn't see in the picture, I actually attended that. I attended this camp, and I actually learned a lot. Learning from just how to prevent road crashes, how to like lower the chance of that, and how to be a safer driver on the road by learning a few tips and some other things that we're gonna be learning about. I'll be talking about those in this presentation. And so yeah, I think it was a pretty important thing to go to, and I really learned a lot from this, and we're going to be going over those things I learned in this presentation. Next slide. So first one is drowsy driving. So drowsy driving is extremely dangerous because it slows reaction time and reduces a driver's ability to focus and make quick decisions. When someone is tired, their brain can slip into micro sleeps where they briefly fall asleep without realizing it. Even a few seconds of inattention at the highway speeds can lead to serious or fatal crashes. Driving while exhausted can be just as risky as driving under the influence of alcohol. So even when you're coming home from work and you just are very tired and you can't even like really focus, or you can't even like remember what you've passed by when driving, um just driving home, that's a very bad, very fatal. That could be leading to something very fatal. So if you have to, pull over, get some rest, and be back on the road when you're fully alert and able to drive. As you can see on the third bullet, it said that being driving while exhausted is just as risky as driving under the influence of alcohol, which is also very it can also lead to their fatal accidents, fatal crashes, and things of that. So, yeah. Next slide. The bullet effects. So this is in relating to physics as well. And so pretty much what it's saying is that the car can become very dangerous as if you go with a higher speed, objects in motion stays in motion. And so pretty much it if you are going faster and faster, the car becomes more of pretty much a bullet. And if it hits something, it will hit it at that force and speed. So everything, people in the car will could like really just be fatally injured and people in the crash. So the slide says the bullet effect in driving refers to how a vehicle becomes extremely dangerous at high speed, much like a bullet because of the force it carries. The faster a cars moving, the more destructive the impact will be in a crash. Even small increases in speed can greatly raise the risk of severe injury or death. This is why speeding is deadly and how slowing down can save lives. Okay, so drunk driving. So driving when drunk is extremely dangerous because alcohol slows reaction time and impairs judgment and coordination. A drunk driver is more likely to make risky decisions, miss hazards, and lose control of the vehicle. This puts not only the driver but also passengers and other people on the road in serious danger. Drunk driving is a leading cause of fatal crashes and is completely preventable. So, if you've come from a place where you've been drinking and you're over the Missouri limits, which is most likely going to happen, since most people can't really just, oh, let me go quickly go measure my limit. Um, you don't really want to take that risk of going behind the wheel because it could lead to some bad crashes, some bad things happening on the road. And even as you heard, this is like comparable to sleepy drivers on the road because it slows reaction time and impairs judgment and coordination. So if somebody like stops immediately, just like stops in front of you, you can't really just stop because you're just judgment is slow, coordination slow, so you can't really stop. You won't be able to make the right thing to do. You won't be able to do the right thing and stop. So it could lead to a crash. But yeah, if you have to, you have to probably call somebody if you need to go home. Call somebody. You call Uber, um, and then they'll be able to get you to your destination safely without you causing any crashes. Next slide. So here are some stats that I found. 7% of Missouri high schools, which is 39,553, offer driving education during the school year, which I think is pretty cool, pretty good because as kids get into high school, kids are getting behind the wheel. We need to teach them about what they need to do in order to prevent crashes from happening, prevent small little mishaps on the road from happening, and just even buckling up the seatbelt. Some kids don't do that, and I think that just goes a long way. Missouri is one of the 13 states that does not require driver education. Although this is a thing, I highly encourage people taking driver education because there's some things that you may already know, but there's more that you can know. So you can just take in some more information, and then that could really prevent a lot of things from happening on the road. As a result, few high schools offer this vital training, making it difficult to prepare inexperienced drivers. Yeah. 15% of young Missouri drivers aged 16 to 20 account for 6% of all licensed drivers in the state, but accounted for 15% of the fatal crashes in 2023. I think this is before the phone down law, um, was implemented. So I think that now that that has been implemented, I feel like that's going to change that percentage, by a lot. And I think just more kids get on the road, like I said, buckling up, more information like that, just taking that in, that would be very, very important. Traffic crashes are the leading cause for death for U.S. teens. Yeah, the traffic crashes, depending on the situation, they can very lead to some very, very tragic things. But all traffic crashes are never good. They all lead to something bad. So we can all prevent them by buckling up, taking safety precautions before we drive. The fatal crash rate per driven mile for 16 to 19-year-olds is nearly three times the rate for drivers ages 20 and over. And that's another big thing. I think children probably should slow down when they're driving, as it can save their life pretty much. And how it just everything they do, just slowing down, they won't be able to crash as much, let's say. They'll be able to stop quicker, slow down, especially in an emergency. Yeah. Next slide. How it connects with mental health. So I connected the road safety and mental health things since they're pretty closely connected, and so each can directly influence the other. When mental health is affected, risk on the road increases in several ways. So we have stress and anxiety or anger can reduce focus and lead to risky behaviors such as speeding or aggressive driving. So if you're like stressed or anxious or even angry, causing road rage, you could take some time to cool down or just breathe or just, I guess you probably should not drive, and you should probably let somebody else drive so that you wouldn't be able to cause wreckage or anything to happen on the road, and then you can be able to drive again once you're back to your regular state of mind. Depression may slow down reaction time, lower alertness, and result in careless decision making. As you are depressed, there could be some thoughts that you could have in your head whilst driving that are not very, that's not something you would think about if you were, just on a regular day-to-day basis. So after coming back, after you probably sitting down, thinking about it, um, not taking too much time to think about it, and just get back on the road after you're ready. Sleeping problems, which can link to mental health issues, increased fatigue, which is a major cause of crashes. Yeah, sleeping problems, that's a very big one, as people who have don't have enough sleep can be drowsy on the road and not be able to comprehend the info that's being thrown at them. For example, somebody stopping or a car passing a red light that they have when yours is green. It's also the big one. And substance use, often used as a coping mechanism for mental health struggles, significantly raises the risk of accidents. So yeah, substances alter the way your brain think, the way your brain works. So if you're using this whilst on the road, you won't be able to have the correct judgments, doing the correct just decisions that you would usually do, and it could really just change the way people could like drive, I guess. Yeah. And yeah, next slide. Oh, you have a video here that I wanted to watch.
Is it really an accident if it could be prevented?
Kuwa mwangalifu barabarani utaokoa maisha.
Wewe wahe mushifi utigane na dhimu.
Funga mkanda, weka simu chini.
Mettez votre ceinture, laissez votre téléphone.
Olole farafara ni ukohonokia moyo.
Keep your eyes on the road so you can keep kids like me safe.
Now here's another video about traction. It was people killed on the road, ages 15 to 19 last year.
Were killed on Missouri roadways who are in your age range, 15 to 19. We will bring a 39th cap to place on the middle seat for the next person who will die on our roadways. What you saw outside wasn't real. It's close, but it's not real. It's a look into what happens when something like that takes place. For these 38 people, that situation was real. And unfortunately, they were the person laying on the pavement due to decisions that they made, due to choices that they made. These people here are brothers and sisters, boyfriends, girlfriends, sons, daughters, grandsons, granddaughters. And these people aren't around anymore. And their death is not just on them, it's on the people that care about them, the people that love them, their families, their friends, their loved ones. Everyone is affected by that death. Even the people who respond to that, the firemen, the EMS, healthcare personnel, they're all affected by the choices that people make.
Thank you everybody for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ethan. I was at Traction, I think for 3 years, and the second day is always like the second morning is always very emotional. Just seeing how many people our age lost their lives to road crashes, and knowing that it could have been prevented. I feel like that's one of the biggest things. People dying and knowing that their death